Why hello there, you lovely human. It's My Life here, and I'm going to talk to you today about why finding love as a trans woman is difficult. So I'm not going to try to speak for everyone on this topic. I'm just going to be talking about myself. And if other trans women do relate, please leave comments down below and let me know that you're on the same page as I am, or that you have similar feelings or similar thoughts as I have. But this video is going to be a little bit more personal and also much more unconventional because I don't have anything prepared for it. So I felt that this kind of topic would be best expressed just from my heart, and not to have anything prepared in advance for it. So excuse me if this video does become a bit of a ramble. I will try to keep it as succinct and understandable as possible, but please forgive me in advance. So to begin, yes, I am single. Before anyone asks, I am single, and a lot of that is by choice. And I would say 25% of it is by choice, and 75% of it is simply because it's really difficult to find someone that can care for you. I have been in relationships in the past, but those relationships were pre-transition. So we're talking not way before, but relatively far before I accepted the fact that I am a woman. And I was just trying to walk the walk and talk the talk, regardless of how I felt inside and all that. And, but I want to talk to you guys about what it's like for me now. I haven't been in any relationships, any romantic, committed relationships since I've transitioned. And I would say, again, a lot of that in the beginning was by choice. But as I've matured into who I am and allowed myself to speak freely about who I am, I would say that percentage is, again, as I said earlier, 25% by choice and 75% just because it's difficult. In my case, I would say one of the first things that I find that have been difficult since I've transitioned is the fact that I always feel like that I have something to prove, as a woman, that is. As a trans woman, it's troubling to encounter all kinds of different people, and being pansexual personally, it's difficult to encounter all different kinds of people and them not know who I am, and for me to be able to even approach them in a romantic sense is daunting in a way. So I know who I am, and it's not that I feel that I need to over-feminize myself or super-feminize myself. I really don't have to do that. Everything about who I am, it comes very naturally for me. But when I say I have something to prove, I mean that I need for them to know that that they are dealing with a woman. And whether they know that I'm trans or not, I always feel like that they need to know that they're dealing with a woman, and regardless of my trans status, they are still dealing with a woman, and they will always be dealing with a woman. But in my heart, I always feel as though I need to act like other biological females do, and just put on the illusion that that I'm just like them. And in a lot of ways I am, but in a lot of ways I'm not. And the ways that I'm not, I feel that that's what makes me an even more unique and special kind of woman. So that's just something that I maybe have to get over. And another reason why I feel that finding love is difficult as a trans woman is because it's scary. Especially with guys, especially with biological males. When you can act super sure of yourself. You can act very sure of yourself in conversation, like over the phone, or even like on a date. But I feel that it's not only daunting to interact with, especially a guy, but just anyone on a romantic level, it's difficult to be able to trust them. And I feel that trust is really a key word here, because someone may say that they will love you for you, or not be turned off by qualities of my body that, you know, may not be all that appealing, or things that, you know, still show signs of, you know, just a person who I don't really recognize anymore. But all in all, I feel that finding someone that I can really trust is super difficult. And I feel that I feel that trust and acceptance, those are two really key words for, I think, anyone who is transgender. And I don't think that I have to limit that to myself. I feel that that's pretty universal. Trust and acceptance is stupidly hard to find, especially in this day and age when everyone just kind of wants everything now, and things are just, the climate of sexuality is changing as society continues to evolve and find new things and become hopefully more open about transgender people. So for me, it's really just a matter of finding someone that I can trust, and someone that will accept my flaws, because, you know, even biological women have flaws. No one is perfect. No woman is perfect, no matter how much we try to be perfect. It's an exercise in futility. We aren't going to ever be perfect, and no matter who we're trying to impress, we will always be flawed in some way. But the sense of a trans woman being more flawed is what makes the whole idea of being in something romantic with someone scary or daunting. So another reason that I feel that being a trans woman and finding love as a trans woman is difficult is because, for me, I have certain standards that I feel that some people can meet and some people can't. And I feel like that's pretty universal. I think that everyone has their own standards of an individual and the kind of person that they'd want to spend their time with. But in my case, I feel that it's a little bit more complicated than simply preference. I feel that it's important for someone to be vocal about how they feel, and I feel that there are some people that I've interacted with, or maybe it's just the kind of people I've interacted with, they're just not vocal about how they feel and what they think about trans women, or to whatever extent that is. It's difficult when when you're interested in someone and they may not know that you're transgender, but when you try to bring up the topic, they may kind of dodge it or not really be very straightforward about their opinions on LGBTQ matters. It's always difficult to find someone who is just openly vocal about those sorts of things, and I feel that it takes a very special person to be vocal about those things and to not be just trying to fetishize trans women. And I feel that is that's an issue that I think may exist for some guys. I think some biological males may feel that that trans women are these unique creatures that they can kind of experiment with, and they can like tell their bros about like how they like fucked a trans woman or whatever. Like, and I'm not saying that all guys are like that, and I know that that's really not the case. But the idea of someone being vocal about their feelings about transgender people, as well as finding someone who isn't inherently fetishizing the idea of being with a trans woman, is something that's very hard to come by, and you can't really predict that sort of thing. You can look for the red flags, you can try to figure out where they stand, but a lot of trans women, especially myself, like, Ain't nobody got time for that. We are very straightforward about how we feel, and we speak very clearly and articulately about who we are and what we expect from people. And if someone is kind of dodging that, or they seem that that they're just kind of interested in the idea of being with a trans woman just so they can say that they have, if we get a sense of anything of that sort, we're instantly going to be turned off, and we're instantly going to pull back. So I feel that a lot of the difficulty that comes with being a trans woman is finding someone who we can trust, someone who is vocal about their stance on trans issues, and someone who is just very, very honest in general about who they are and what they want, and you know, and not making it like, and for me personally, feeling like I have something to prove. Once I stop feeling like I have something to prove, once I feel like there is some semblance of trust there and acceptance, and if they're very, very vocal and very open about their opinions and feelings about things, like they've actually given it some thought, I feel that that would be the kind of person that would be good for a trans person. But again, I feel that transgender people have to really be on their guard, and I feel that that's really the final thing that I want to talk about. We always generally need to feel as though that we don't have to be on our guard, especially if the person doesn't know that we're transgender. We have to be so careful about who we tell and how open we are, and just we want to be ourselves, but we also want to know that we're not going to ruin a good thing. And even if we do feel like that we're in the middle of something that's really good, and they don't know that we're trans, and they want to, you know, have us over for the night, it's still very, very troubling, especially if they don't know, because then we kind of have to come out with it, and we have to hope that they're still going to be okay with that. And even if they say that they're okay with that, that okayness will carry over into whatever happens later that evening or whatever. It's a constant risk, and the whole idea of, you know, being trans and finding someone that loves us is a whole lot of hoops, a whole lot of hurdles, a whole lot of hoping that, like, the person that we're interacting with isn't going to, like, lash out at us or try to kill us for being who we are. It's a very, very real thing, and I just want to encourage everyone else who's out there, whether you're trans or not. There is love to be found, but I feel that it's very important that people understand that if you're interacting with someone who might be trans, that regardless of where they are in their transition, whether they identify as trans or not, whether they're stealth or just very open about it, we have to protect ourselves first and foremost. So don't get upset with us if we pull back. Be understanding about who we are, if we're open with you about that. Have an opinion. Please have some sort of opinion on LGBTQ matters. And just give us a chance to be who we are. Don't write us off just because you think that we're trans, or that you know that we're trans, and if that just may not be for you. And if that isn't for you, that's perfectly okay. Just let us know, and we'll go on our merry little way. We don't want to waste your time, and we don't want our time wasted. So I just feel that it's a little bit like the whole experience of being a trans woman, especially a trans woman, is a little bit trickier to navigate through, and I just kind of wanted to riff on that and just put that out there. And no, this is not, hey, I'm single, come find me type of thing. Like, please. Please, I don't need that. This is just a very honest video about, just what it's like up here in my mind, and I would say many trans women's mind, and other trans people, whether they're identifying as male or female or neither. It's a very, very tricky thing to navigate, and I think that there's someone out there for each of us. It's just a matter of being patient and not being caught up in the whole idea of romance, because, you know, it's very easy to get caught up in the idea of wanting to be with someone just because everyone else is with someone, and I know a lot of people who have been that way, but I feel it's very important to love yourself first and foremost, and take your time with finding someone. So that's what I want to leave you guys with. Take your time, don't rush, and find the person who is really going to love you for you. And however long that takes is however long it takes. And if I stay single for years to come, then that's just how it is. But, you know, I have things I need to do, and I believe that many trans people are very, very motivated to do what it is that they need to do with the time that they have on this earth to be their authentic selves. So I just want to leave you on that note today. So thank you as always for your support. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, as always, I really do appreciate you giving it a like. And if you'd like to see more of me and more of these videos, definitely consider subscribing, and be sure that when you do subscribe, don't just click the face at the end of the video, but be sure to hit that bell as well so that you can receive videos whenever I do put them out. Since if you have seen my update video, I'm still kind of getting in the middle of, you know, I'm in the middle of transitioning. Yeah. I'm in the middle of shifting my release schedule in lieu of having a new job. So if you want to hear about that update video, I will link that either in the description below, or it'll be at the end of the video. So thank you so much for your support and for watching, and until next, you lovely human.